Okay. Well, we're gonna try it.
No, I meant like for backup in the event of storm.
Well, in the event of something back up, we just close the Twitch stream.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow. All
You feel
official like
official
Jamie.
now?
Yeah, somewhat. I feel bad because I'm missing my jersey.
Well,
I just don't know who hit it. Because I'm sure somebody did.
I'm gonna go ahead and make you a co-host
Yeah, just
in case.
to keep it going in case.
Yeah.
All right. So now all right, what's our I'm just verifying that it's working. But what's the Twitch channel?
I just put it in the chat.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Let me log in. Oh, and there's a nice echo.
Well, that's why you mute Twitch.
No, I like the oh. All right, I'm now following. And I'm online.
Yay!
There we go. Let me see, it's my audio on.
Hey, Julius, we've got a background for you. It's in the admin folder under logos.
Okay. Let me check it out.
Let me see if there's anybody else. No, nobody else responded that I need to get the link to. Alex, can you put the link to the
Yes.
I'm so glad you can read my mind. It's been that kind of a day. Okay.
And I'll keep putting it in every time we get somebody new.
Okay. I just changed the settings so that people can actually see it.
Oh, All right, roll call. All this tiny print. What is going on?
Okay. Well, we can jump in and get started. We have several other people that said that they were coming, but we'll see. Yeah, they'll be here.
You
when
got
they get
Eric's
here.
message, right?
Huh?
You got Eric's message, right?
Yes, I did. Yep. And he'll
was
jump in
just-
if he can.
Yep.
So, welcome to our lovely membership. We are live on Twitch, and I am about to start recording this Zoom. So just be aware. But we are live on Zoom. We're testing out some features. Not Zoom. We are live on Zoom, but we're also live on Twitch because we wanted to make sure that we could do both this and that as we get ready for our spring playoffs. So we're going to be doing some streaming on Twitch. So we wanted to make sure we could connect both of them and see what that was like and how easy that was and all of that good stuff. So just so glad that everyone is here. Danny is coming in. Glad everybody is here. We need to start off. Alex is taking care of the roll call. We have the minutes from our last agenda on the document there. Is there anybody that can move to approve those minutes?
I approve.
Okay, Danny, is that an approved minutes?
I approve.
Okay,
Right here.
and is there anybody that can second those minutes?
I second them.
Okay, Julius is seconds.
Gotta jump down. I'll get it. I'll get everybody's last names in after.
Okay, so we're just gonna keep moving and then we'll have some spot sometime at the end for any new business or new questions or anything like that for folks that are jumping in. Our advisory board has met. Eric, who is now in charge of the advisory board, could not be here tonight. He's got some issues with a pet, so he's taking care of his home business, home life, and we wish him and his pet well. But the advisory board met, began talking about some of the questions that we want them to deal with. How they're going to review games, what are the district policies that we have to deal with? How do they affect SSEL? There were some discussions about potential conference presentations at FACTI, which is the Florida, for lack of a better way, I can't remember all the acronyms, but it's basically the Florida CTE.
Florida Association for Career and Technical Education.
Thank you. And so we have some connections there. And so we also talked about some possible game design competitions through FBLA. That was the other side of that. If you are interested in being a part of the advisory board, you can always reach out to Eric and he'll be happy to talk to you about that. Middle School Rocket League update. We are currently, Danny, you threw me for a loop.
What's that?
You threw me for a loop. You're
I don't
sideways.
know. I'm on a call right now.
Middle School Rocket League is in week 7. The biggest issue that we've had both in middle school and high school has been the fact that spring breaks are not consistent across our state. That's been a big issue for the spring season. It's something that the advisory board discussed with us as well. It's something that Julius and I have been racking our brains on trying to figure out how to solve to the best of our ability for our next spring season. So we've got about a year to come up with a solution for that. Julius, you want to fill us in on the high school season?
High school season going well. We now starting to get a lot of communication between the coaches. We're starting to get the games filled, and I think the biggest thing was the spring break, kind of getting those games rescheduled. I think going into next year, possibility having just everybody off on 1 week, and if we can just kind of do it that way, or we can try to accommodate, but that'll be hard. So just looking into that. I think everybody being off 1 week and kind of scheduling games around that 1 week, I think it'll be a plus. So
If we can make that happen.
if we can make that happen.
Yeah, if
I
we
got
get
it.
enough teams that we can group that, then that's our priority.
Yeah. So other than that, though, high school has been going great. We are starting to get some emails on some other local high schools who's definitely looking to come in the fall and get onboarded. So that'll be a plus as well. But other than that, I think the coaches are starting to communicate well. Games and scores are starting to get in. So we're moving forward to having everybody complete their scores by next week. That way we can start the playoffs at an official time.
Yeah, that is the trick for both middle school and high school. We have to have scores reported by the end of the day next Thursday if we're going to be able to get the brackets out Thursday night, so that schools that need to make accommodations can make accommodations. Yeah, yes, Danny, you. But it's not
Alright.
just you. I mean, it's that first round is on for middle school is on a Tuesday, and that is not normal for us. But that was the only way we could do it to get everything to work the way that we needed it to work this season. And really didn't want the high school to have to wait a week to start their playoffs because they don't have as many schools as we do. We also didn't want high school to finish 1 week and us have to finish the next week. We really wanted it to all be done the same week. I am going to be streaming the high school matches through Twitch, and Julius is going to be the one streaming the final middle school matches through Twitch. And we really just needed to be able to support each other that 1 week and not be both of us be crazy for 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 5 weeks. So, and we're going to keep moving. If you guys have questions, we can come back in at the end and get those questions.
Just for attendance purposes, I just need to know who's the person on the dialed in. If they would just let us know who they are.
Right. If you're on the 352 number calling in for audio, please let us know who you are. And then beyond that, we're good to go.
We'll keep going, yeah, but
Yeah.
just at some
Okay.
point, I just need to keep full records.
Right. Discord update. Discord is running pretty smoothly right now, but I know that Julius is working on a date to create a workshop for us. We get it. There are schools out there that will not let you use Discord on your school devices. We do understand that. My district is the same way. I have to use it on my personal device. But I will tell you that between that, using that, and using the UGC community hub, the game hub, it's been really easy for me to connect with other schools. Aaron, he's adorable. He's adorable. Way to keep the industry strong. Okay, some updates on positions. The state has finally recognized our Secretary Treasurer as Alex Pachaski. We are so excited that is finally and officially done. Yay! We were also able to get Julius promoted to vice president. Eric being in Colorado, it was time. He needed to be able to focus on his new ventures. And although he is still supporting us through the advisory council, and he still has a voting spot on the board when he wants to be here, when he can be here, we just felt he agreed with us that the executive board needed to be all Florida. So we are excited to have Julius on board with that. We are working on a workshop calendar. We will start having some weekly workshops for whoever starting in August. So as we start to build in the new year, there will be some workshops coming. We're not going to bombard you at the end of the school year, because we know that we're coming into testing season and packing season and getting ready for the break season. And so we're going to put those workshops available starting in August. And so just be on the lookout. It'll be coming in some of our newsletters. So if you are not going to be using your standard email, sign up for our newsletter with an alternate email. You can get it there as well. That would be really helpful. Julius, you want to talk to us a little bit about our visit to Tuscaloosa? Since I'm doing all the talking, I figured I'd take a break.
No problem. I think our visit to Tuscaloosa was absolutely amazing. We met some wonderful, wonderful students, and I think they have a bright future, not only in the esports profession, but just scholastic esports in general, across the board. They have many talents. We got to meet the coaches and advisors and the principal and one thing I have to say is that when you have a great administration backing you and understand what the kid needs and how to get kids engaged, I think Scholastic Esports can really change the game, not only for middle school, but just that pathway to high school. I'm just glad, Danny and everybody just, opened their arms and welcomed us to their room and their staff. And they were just so kind and was just able to learn a lot that actually I took back to my high school team and kind of, let them know, hey, we have some middle schools, teams that's actually, pretty good and does things the proper way. And, my students kind of understood. And I think hopefully one day we'll have a chance to kind of, bridge that gap where, our kids can kind of play together and see how, just the difference between a high school and a middle school league kind of plays out. But other than that, I think the visit went extremely well. And I was happy I was able to do it. And thank
Danny,
you for hosting us.
Danny, you want to add some things to that?
Yeah, just again, want to thank you guys for coming out. I think from our end, it helped just sort of legitimize what we were doing and the efforts that we were taking to build that program at our school. Like we've been really fortunate in the county to be the first school in the county that's really pushing forward at a middle school level with this program. And they've sort of, things have really picked up steam as far as that goes since the visit. We've got a lot of funding coming in from the county to build our esports program, and a lot of interest in the league itself and how well organized it is, as well as they're very impressed with how much we protect the students and how much we think about the students in this league. And so I just want to tell everybody that's here, that we're in the right place. We just got to keep working together. We got to keep building this and just keep the interest in it. There is a pathway that's being built from middle school to high school and to college and beyond. We've just got to keep that focus here and keep building. We're doing a great thing, and we're bringing kids in here that typically aren't participating in other sports or activities, and we're providing them a space to be part of a team and to do things that they just have not had the opportunity to do elsewhere yet. So it's great to be a part of that here with the league, and I appreciate it.
Okay, I got a question for you, Danny, before you mute back up again. Did your fella come back?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
Ah.
so we have had some issues with some students that have been looking into other opportunities, maybe with some other sports or even other games. But the visit there, we had Julie's had a great speech, as well as Tammy there, just sort of going over the importance of the moment and the esports in our program. And it really inspired some of the kids to really stick with it and dive back in and really get practicing again. And really, it brought the competitive nature back that they were sort of losing
I'm
sight of.
happy and sad. As a middle school coach, I am not looking forward to possibly going up against your team.
Yeah, they've got me out practicing now. I'm feeling like I'm losing my edge. So I got to get out. I've been practicing a lot lately as well. So
Right. You know, and that's the great thing about it. I think sometimes when you look at it, even with me in high school, I had the same problem. You know, some kids want to explore other things, but you know, just coming back and seeing that now Florida has a Scholastic Esports League strictly for Florida. And I think I mean, even some of my kids are like, okay, coach, I think I want to come back. I want to try this. So I want to do that. So that was it has a good impact on the students just seeing that it's legitimized, like, okay, this is the real deal. And it's time to kind of get back to, what we were doing before. So I'm glad that we was able to help you all out. And, unfortunately, like I said, tell me it's like she's happy, but at the same time,
Yeah.
sad, but
Got one.
that's a great thing.
I just want the pipeline to go from Daniel's school to my school. That's I want his kids when they graduate to come to my school so I could jumpstart the high school esports program.
Yes. Yeah, we do have two. We have two of my players that have been already given places on high school teams in the county. So the 8th grade students that I have. So that pipeline's already starting here. So you guys need to come down to Seminole County.
All right, as long
Okay,
as I'm not going to any of my competitor schools, I don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
So it was a really great time. Danny, the trophy is still in your office, I'm sure.
Front desk.
Front desk. It's part of the pride that his school has for his team, and that's really, really the fun part of it.
Real quick, and they had mentioned the administration. They've just been like super supportive. On the announcements, talking about the team. It's on the news at our school a lot. So that's really helpful to have somebody like that. So if you can find somebody at your school or in your district or anywhere that can be that person for you, it's certainly something you should be looking for and reach out for. There's somebody there somewhere for everybody, but it may be you. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if we can help through our social media to promote your team, if you need us to do that, please reach out. We will be more than happy to put, to tweet stuff out about your club so that you can, market that. Sometimes that marketing is vital.
tomorrow's the big day for us. We had the county visit tomorrow to talk about the future of esports in Seminole County. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay. While
Yeah.
I was down at Tuscaloosa, I'm going to move on to our next old business. We finally have our checking account set up, and we are super excited. We got our first bank statement.
There's not a lot of money in the bank.
There is not a lot of money in the bank.
It's just the minimum to get us started.
Yes, but what that does allow us to do is it allows us to start looking for grants, start applying for grants, start asking businesses for donations and things like that, so that as we move forward, this isn't just all of us giving. We can now accept from those organizations that want to support us financially. So that's really cool. But that's it for old business. That's the stuff that we've been dealing with. So we've got some new business. There is a Making Schools Work Conference July 19th and 20th in Orlando. I keep forgetting the name of the hotel, but I'll get it and put.
I'm getting the link from
the Google machine.
from Discord right now.
Oh, okay. So that we are working out the details of what sessions we may need people to help us with during those 2 days. The way it's going to work is we have 20 slots per day for students to come in and compete in these tournaments. And so what we had decided for the Rocket League tournament, it was going to be the top 2 teams from each division. So the teams that play in the playoffs, the finals, will be invited. The sad part is our bank account is really low, so we cannot afford travel. But we are just asking them to come in for 1 day to do a 1-day tournament for Rocket League. So the middle schoolers will be playing against the high schoolers. It'll be interesting to see how that works. Yeah, my kids are super excited. They hope that they at least get the chance to go. The Smash Brothers tournament, we will be putting something out. We'll be putting registration out for that. Since we do not have a Smash Brothers league, will be a one-day tournament. There will be 20 slots open. It will probably be first come, first serve on those 20 slots. There's nothing we can do about that. We are very limited in space at this conference, but it is basically for us to showcase esports to the rest of the country. So this is SREB is the Southern Regional Educational Board or something like that. I'm sure Alex knows what it is since he's found the link.
No, it is, Southern Region Educational Board. Yes. 16 member states to improve education through public education at every level, from pre-K through PhD.
Yes. So just be aware, if you have Smash Brothers players who have not been, who are, we are not going as a vendor. We are going as we will have a vendor booth. They have given us a vendor booth space, but we will have our own room. We are, yes, as Alex says, we are invited guests. We are, what was the way that we decided it was going to be said? It was an SSEL event powered by Full Sail University.
Yes, it's SSEL event powered by Full Sail University.
Yeah, so Full Sail is providing all the hardware. They're doing all the setup for that. All our kids have to do is come in and play. They actually have the switches already ready to go. Kids don't even have to bring their own switches. That's all ready for Smash Brothers. We just got, Julius and I and Alex have to sit down and get the order of the day. Same with Rocket League. The hardware will be there. So all the kids will need is their login. If they want to bring their controller, I don't know about controllers yet. So I would suggest that if the kids come, that they at least bring a controller with them just in case. So
usually they could use their controller. When they bring it. I think that's about it though.
Yeah.
And they'll also be shoutcasting.
There will be shoutcasting. Full Sail University will have their broadcasters in general, and Julius is bringing his shoutcaster, and my middle school shoutcasters will be there to represent both middle school and high school. And we're just really limited in the amount of kids that we can bring, so we have to be really careful. Parents will be given the parking will be paid for. Making Schools Work is covering the parking fees, so that they will be validated. Okay. We have been jumping around the idea that we'd like to do a podcast. We'd like to have Julius and Alex and I and any of our coaches that want to join us from time to time, jumping in and doing maybe once every couple of weeks or so, just a general conversation about esports in the state of Florida, highlighting the clubs that we see play, just doing something just to make sure that we have something else that can be shared out about what's happening. The one thing that we do know is that the more we talk about SSEL and Florida Scholastic Esports, the more schools we have come on board. And the more schools we have come on board, the better the competition is and the more kids we can get involved, which is really the bottom line.
Absolutely.
And part of this all started from a conversation
to something like a sports center.
Yes. But this started with, I had the idea of even right now, just for coaches, I mean, it's late in this season, but definitely something to run through, almost like a Friday afternoon conference call, heads up, just on Discord once we get everybody, a little bit more acclimated, because it's just easy to do. Just to hang out, make sure everybody gets their scores in. Anybody has questions on the week or issues that they ran into or just want to check in, sort of like an open conference call. It's something that I did with as a tech director for all my teachers during COVID. We had certain times of the week where if you had issues or you just wanted to talk to somebody about something, you just dropped in. And then one of us would be there.
Sometimes the only person that understands is another coach, another
Yep.
club advisor.
Absolutely. Because we
You may
don't have
not,
the
there may
same.
not be anyone else on your campus that gets the stress that being a club advisor goes through. And I see Aaron smiling. Yeah, we get it.
I have a blessing of having an athletic director, so I'm also a basketball coach in the fall season, and so I have an athletic director who, and we talk kind of every day. We have a practice or a game. He says, "How does it go? How the kids act?" So I have a good outlet. That's pretty good.
So Alex and I jumped in was it this past Friday that we did that?
Yeah.
And it was really a good conversation, mainly centered around the kids who don't know how to lose.
Right.
And how, I've been doing this is my 4th or 5th year, I don't remember. And I've got kids who still want to rage quit. And I get that that's a thing. I do. I understand that. But that's not where we want them to be. Yes,
and
you can be disappointed, but we don't want you slamming the controller on the table. We have to pay for those.
And Tammy's got that, and I've got the other end where they're like, "How do we keep losing?" I'm like, "Because you don't practice." Okay, let's stay for an extra hour and practice. It's kind of too late to practice after the match. You want to practice before the match so you can get a little bit better. But
So anyway, just those kinds of conversations, bringing people together. One of the things that makes it so easy on Discord is if it is on your own device, it is portable. And so, it can just lay in the seat next to you, connect to your Bluetooth in your car while you're driving home, and it's like a phone call. You don't even have to actually be on the video. So just something, we're just trying to get the word out there. The more we get the word out there, I'm going to do this. Danny keeps wiping his screen. The more we get the word out there, the more people know that it actually is a thing. And so the more schools that we get. So that is it for the end of the new business. Does anybody here have anything they'd like to bring up, discuss, talk about? Okay, Aaron, go ahead.
So we got involved with Sunshine State Esports League because this private school right down the road from our private school, Unity, had been posting on their Facebook page, and we had somebody stalking their Facebook page for whatever reason. And they said, "Oh, look, Unity's in this league where they play esports." And we had tried esports last year at the end of the year, and it wasn't really playing against each other. The kids would come in and they'd practice, but it wasn't really any competition in that sense. And so that's how Trinity is here now in this league with you guys. And so something cool that's happening on Friday, we are right near FAU, FAU's campus right here in Boca. And so Unity's team, Unity Mustangs, and our Trinity Tigers team are going to take a joint field trip to the FAU Esports and Gaming Center, and really just kind of see what they do there, see all the shoutcasting stuff they have set up, all the technology and stuff they have. So that's kind of exciting for not just our school to go, but where it's in collaboration with Unity right down the road. So
take pictures.
That's
Please
amazing
take
to hear. Yeah, definitely take
Seriously,
pictures.
take lots and lots of pictures.
I'm not normally the person to do that, but I will try. I do have pictures that I've taken that I haven't sent you guys yet, as far as our kids playing and our setup in my office, and
Here,
our kids shoutcasting and stuff. But
here's the practicals. Make sure you've got the media releases for all of them for your school. Get
I
your
have all but
social
one.
get your social media for your school to promote it, and then we'll take it from there. Because it's much better promoting it overall, just like you guys got involved because Unity was involved because somebody was stalking their Facebook. when you guys
Right.
posted on your Facebook, your Twitter, your everything, we can take it from there and amplify.
We did post some of that. And I will get more of that on there. I'm actually an admin on the Facebook page, so it doesn't take anything other than me just creating the post. But we live stream every week. I mean, we live stream our games, and the whole office, the whole front school office shuts down and puts it up on the big TV in the front office and is on the edge of their seats like we're on the edge of our seats when it goes 4-4 and it's overtime. And oh my gosh, there's a, every goal, every roll of the ball is just.
Aaron, I'm not
We
looking
have-
forward to tomorrow,
We're not
My
looking
kids
forward to
are,
tomorrow. I don't know if you
but
guys.
I already know that I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat.
Mhm.
We've had a lot of good games and my kids have been having fun. And so I just wanted to, give you some of the things that are happening down here. I will take pictures because it is with Unity. I don't know if I'll get any of their kids. I don't know if she has releases for her kids. I have releases for mine. But we have one good kid that would really be good at shoutcasting,
Farthest ball.
but he went absolutely nuts one day on a live stream. And I have not decided to put him back on there. So I don't know if he doesn't have his medicine in
This
stock
is
right
long.
now. Or
That's it.
something. It just, but that's the other thing that I have kids interested in the shoutcasting that are getting practice at it when we live stream. So it's good to have all of that encompassing in the league. So thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. It's great that you have students that want to get involved in that as well. And that's the biggest thing. Like I always tell, like for my recruiting too, I always tell kids, well, what are you good at?
You tell me.
Um,
This one's gone.
what are some
Nope,
things you're good
it's
at?
checked up.
All right. Could the person on the phone
I got
hear
it.
me?
I got it.
Well, I still need to know who it is, whatever
I got
baseball
you.
game
I'll
they're
take
at.
care of that later.
So yeah, so
I know who it is.
Okay.
that's a good thing to have those students being able to shoutcast and be involved as well. And that's like that to me, that's like a recruiting tool as well, because
Check
sometimes
the NASEF website. NASEF
Yeah.
just put out a competition for shoutcasting.
yep.
They are looking for people to kids who want to shoutcast their national playoffs.
How do you NASEF? NAISEF?
NASEF.
Mhm.
NASEF.
Yeah.
I think
So-
the best part of this highlights the fact that I probably have, it's only 2 or 3 kids in this program that didn't play any sports. They don't play soccer, they don't play basketball, they don't play tennis, they don't do any of it. But now they're showing up for an after school sport, which we treat just like any other sport. They have to keep their academics up. We make, we're
Absolutely.
expecting them to follow that code of conduct when it comes to the sports program. And we're there doing practice and we're there playing games and we're having a record. And I haven't asked yet. There'll probably be, things handed out for most improved and MVP and things like that at
Oh.
the sports banquet.
That reminds
And-
me. Thank you. That reminds me. Well, keep talking. I'll just.
Well, but having those kids that otherwise wouldn't be involved in anything after extracurricular, because my AD, he fought with this for a long time. He's like, oh, we really want the kids moving. They're just sitting and playing video games. And I said, yeah, but some of those kids, that are going to come, they're not showing up to any of your sports anyway. They're not moving anyway. So get them involved in these extracurricular stuff with the school. And the
Mhm.
parents have been, thank you for doing this. It's nice to see them involved in something. And so that's the other payoff to a lot of this too.
Well,
We.
that's definitely great to hear.
I have to find it now. We have in here somewhere. I have a certificate that you guys can print out for your players. We will get that out to you.
We'll put
so
the
that
link.
it
we'll-
shows, maybe I may not have uploaded it.
No, you did. You keep looking. I'll start looking too.
Aaron, if you're looking for some really good trophies and stuff we found last year, we gave our kids
found
from Crown Awards. I had sent a picture to Tammy last year. They make a really, really nice esports. We gave out medals and stuff. We haven't won a game yet, but we we definitely have an award ceremony along with all the other sports last year. And the kids were very excited. We had an MVP, we have our captain, we had the first girl player because last year was our first year. And so we really, you never know that we never won a game based on our awards.
You've won a game. You got to check your score.
Oh, that's right.
You won the bye.
That's
You won the bye. Everybody won the bye.
Okay.
My team still gets confused by that. They're like, we won. I'm like, no, we didn't. We won
The
the bye
good news
week.
is that I have kids on my team. Last year I had one that did that rage thing also that started just cursing up a storm with words we never heard existed in a Catholic school. And so he didn't want to do it this quarter because his mom said he didn't have fun because name calling everybody on the team, was just not fun enough for him. So this time I have a group of kids that are really, they just always say, we're going to make a point eventually. So they live on that. So they, and they get excited every time I say, hey, Tammy sent us something so we can, because they want to work on those aerials because they really think it was neat. Danny, it might've been your school that we played. One of them where they were like dribbling, the aerial dribbling. They were like fascinated. They like stopped. I said, no, you got to keep playing because they were watching this kid do the aerial with the.
Okay, so here's what I am.
Yeah, I can't even figure that out.
Here's what I'm personally doing for awards with my club. And a couple of them follow us on Twitch. So if you hear this, keep your mouth shut because our ceremony is coming up. So I went and bought some silver lapel stars and some gold lapel stars. So those kids who played in one season, one complete season, they're going to get a silver star. If they played in 2 seasons, they get a gold. I also bought the medals for, around your neck so that they can put their stars on their medals. So, and then I have, we bought, but the silver and gold stars are coming with their certificates from SSEL. So that's the way that I'm handling it. Eventually, I would like SSEL to be able to provide those, but right now there's just no way for us to get that out to everybody. We have too many participants already for us to provide anything other than a certificate that you can print yourself. But eventually, I hope that that's something that we can use as a tradition and in the spring, that for each season that you complete, you get a silver or a gold star, depending on how many seasons you complete. So we're actually having pizza for our banquet because that's what we can afford, which is fine. And I had to explain to some kids, no, we're not getting together just to have cheese pizza. There's more to it than that. There's some other things that I'm doing with my players that I'm not going to put on live, but if you guys want to ask me on Discord, I'll be more than happy to tell you on Discord some of the other stuff that we're doing. But we've been very blessed to have financial support from our community. And so we will actually go into this new fall season not at zero. So that's cool. So esports is kind of taking care of itself for the most part. Any other comments, questions, things to bring up?
Just real quick, regarding scheduling for next year, specifically next spring, and I'm sure you have already done this, but just felt like I should bring it up just to make sure. Have you guys looked at like other leagues, specifically the collegiate leagues? Rocket League has like a national collegiate league that has it like a different type of a schedule than we do. It's broken up into like 2 different parts. And that would allow like a longer spring break of maybe multiple weeks even to cover all of us. So we didn't have any games at all for a couple of weeks, but still it's part of a season. I don't know how much research you guys have done outside like in that league, but I thought there may be some other formats that may work for us that have like a little outside the box, basically, just because we do like there's so many weeks that are difficult to schedule. We
have been looking at a lot of different types of schedules. We're also looking at, let's be honest, there's a huge disparity in the middle school ranks right now between the teams who know how to play and the teams that are learning how to play. And I don't want to see kids from Cammie's school get discouraged, or Alex's school, or my 6th grade team get discouraged because wins are hard when they're playing kids like my 8th graders or Danny's team or Susan's team. Susan's got a great team. Or Daniel's team on Aaron's team. We've got a disparity there. So there's been some conversations. One of the things that Alex and I talked about Friday night on the Discord chat, and this is where a lot of ideas can get bounced around, is creating some different types of leagues even. So where we might have like a club league, which are those kids who really are learning how to play. They just want a few scrimmages here or there as they get better. They're not looking for a full regular season. Those kids could take the longer breaks very easily. To have, sort of like a varsity, junior varsity type thing. But in middle school, you don't really have varsity and JV.
I think more European soccer league type.
Yeah, it's
level.
the way that they do it is, it's like there's like there's a big thing happening, like a whole Champions League of some sort, but then there's also these smaller events that are happening throughout the year that you can sort of jump in and jump out of that don't really like have an overall effect on
if you work your way up in those, you eventually make it to Champions League.
Right, but it it alleviates sort of the, I don't know, like the pressure to be there, like not be there every week, but like the pressure of like week by week where you could still be having these smaller events.
Right.
But, if you miss one or whatever, it's not like you could still easily get into this final event, the championship or whatnot, as long as you've been participating throughout the year.
So,
like there's other ways in.
Yeah.
We have definitely been talking about something different. Part of what it takes is us getting enough schools to make that actually legitimate. If we only have 6 schools that are at this level, that's not much of a season. But at the same time, if the majority of what we have are those entry level schools, then there's things for us to
as we grow, as there's the potential right now for multiple counties to come online with us in the fall, which would significantly impact growth. And we have to do something to do that differentiation so that, we could easily blow away teams that that are just starting out by putting them in the brackets with, I'll just pick, Tammy, Aaron, and Danny, and the 4th team being, mine. I'm not winning at any point during that season.
Well, or even within our own schools, like my team cannot play my other team. Like it's not.
Yeah.
They're not anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
And we have to next week, and it's like this is not.
No, I did try to keep my teams even, so I took the 2 best players and I split them up, and then I surrounded them with other players so that to kind of bring both teams to the same level. And I think the records reflect that. They're both basically the same record at this point. I am, like I told Tammy in a private message, I am going to try to put the 2 best players on the same team one of these weeks and see what happens. But
please don't do it tomorrow. However, Aaron, if you want to do a scrimmage on a Tuesday and try them out, we'd be more than happy to do a non-league scrimmage.
So we do Wednesday afternoon for practices, and it's been okay in the spring for Thursday for games, but
listen, if you wanted to practice 5 days a week, you practice. Okay, we do not dictate which days your club.
Oh no, I know.
Other than we try to get everybody to do game day on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm going to actually make it an elective. So we spend the practice time 45 minutes twice a week in an actual class they come to and get a grade for it. I mean, it's an A+. I don't know how you get less than an A+ for playing games.
Aaron, you and I will talk. I know how to help you with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to help.
A couple of ways.
I do a game design class right now. It's basically the same thing. I tell them they come in, we're going to play games, and then we're going to learn how to design the games in Unity. And so it's really hard to get less than an A+ in that class too.
Yeah. But I can help you at least get it to where your administrators go, oh, he does have lessons.
I'm not sure they care. They know me pretty well. I got hired 9 or 10 years ago as an IT guy, and then they threw me in a classroom, and I went the very first day and I said, listen, I just swore at a kid. Here's what I said. Obviously the parents, if they call you, you can tell them, yeah, that's what Mr. Ash said, but you hired an IT guy. I'm not a teacher. I'm not, it's not what I do.
A lot of us were something else before we got to where we are. So,
It's funny because my
Anything
kids always notice right away on the title. You know how the kids who play Rocket League outside, it'll say they were a tournament champion, and they hone in on that as soon as they see that. They're like, yeah.
anything else for the good of the order, guys?
I think we're good. I think we can.
Danny, you're doing a good job rapping over there, whatever it is you're rapping.
Kid's birthday tomorrow. Sorry.
No, that's okay. We won't tell them what we saw. I'm just gonna reiterate. Please, 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 as we are coming down to weeks 7 and 8 in our season, please get those scores reported. If you are having problems getting your scores reported inside UGC, please let Julius or myself know, and we will report the scores for you. We do not have a problem doing that this season, as this is our first season with UGC. But we have to have those scores reported because Thursday, the 20th, we are going live at 8:30 that evening on Twitch to share the brackets with the world. That way you will know where you go the first for that first Tuesday.
Yep.
Are you able to share what what is the bracket? How is it being done? Are we playing other divisions, or how is it going to be done?
You're going to play within your own division until you get to the last game. So we're going to find the best of your division and the best of my division.
Yeah.
And those two teams will be the top two that we then invite to the match during the summer. And then we will stream those games live on Twitch.
Are the teams that, like the teams that don't win at the beginning, are they still playing throughout?
No, it's a single elimination.
Starting on Tuesday of the play?
Starting on that
Yeah.
Tuesday, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
So at that point, after the 20th, the only kids that are coming to esports for me are the ones that are still in the playoffs.
Mhm.
Right.
They're not in the playoffs, their
Okay.
season is over. So my room
I
is
gotta
going
tell
to get
these
really
kids
cool.
months in advance so they can get. They're so bad with their schedules. Like I gotta.
Okay. I forget which week it was. I had to go out into the library and find a kid to finish making the team so that we could play one
Mhm.
week.
That was
I've done
against
that.
me.
Yes. Now, I've now recruited her and her brother into the team, but
Oh, and remember that the team that plays on that first game on that Tuesday, middle school, that is your team. There are no other substitutions other than those 5. We will be putting something out so that everybody will know which 5 players are registered for your team.
Right.
And same thing's true for the high school. Once your team is set for playoffs, and kids
does not
don't show up,
change.
they just don't show up. You take what you get at that point, but you get up
Right.
to 5, and those 5 you can rotate through however you wish to rotate through for the playoffs. But those are the only 5 that get to play for that team.
Absolutely.
Any other questions? I think that covers it for me for now.
all right, I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Okay, any second one?
I second.
All in favor? We are adjourning at 8:20. Recording is stopping. Those of you that joined us on Twitch, we are grateful that you were here.
Absolutely.